Welcome to this historical analysis. Today, we're diving into a real-life thriller. We're talking about a story of unimaginable wealth, cursed power, and just absolute ruin. It's one of those times where history honestly reads exactly like a dark suspense novel, and it all centers around one single mesmerizing object. You guessed it, we're talking about the Kohinoor diamond. But listen, we're not just here to marvel at its sparkle today. Oh no, we are tracking its bloody trail. Let's jump right into the chilling perspective of the diamond itself. Think about it. If this stone could actually speak, history tells us its message would be incredibly dark. Basically, a promise of destruction and death to every single sultan's crown it ever touched. You see, this wasn't just some pretty jewel. It was literally a harbinger of doom for the absolute mightiest rulers on earth. So, moving right into our first section, the message of death, Kohinoor. Now, to really understand this curse, we have to start at the era of unimaginable prosperity that birthed it. Back then, India was universally known as the Golden Bird. And the absolute peak of that Mughal power, well, it was concentrated right at Qila-e-Mubarak, which you probably know as the Red Fort. This place was the epicenter of staggering, almost unbelievable wealth, and as you might guess, it was ripe for the taking. This brings us to the next chapter, the mystery of the Peacock Throne. Because you see, the true pride of the Mughals wasn't actually the fortress itself, but the breathtaking treasure hidden inside. Let's put this into perspective. On one side, you have the Taj Mahal, right? The ultimate monument of love. But on the other, you have Shah Jahan's legendary Peacock Throne, the very structure housing the Kohinoor. Listen to this. It took 7 grueling years to build and cost several times more than the Taj Mahal itself. Wow. This wasn't just a seat for a king. It was a massive beacon of overwhelming power and a massive magnet for overwhelming greed. Let's look at Chapter 3, 1739, the reddening Yamuna. So, all that unimaginable wealth, it absolutely attracted some ruthless eyes. In 1739, the fierce Iranian king, Nadir Shah, actually breached Delhi. And what followed was just a horrific, rapid sequence of absolute devastation. An unimaginable massacre was unleashed upon the city's people, and the ultimate prize was seized. The Kohinoor was looted. It's crazy to think about, but in that single act of theft, Nadir Shah basically ripped the very soul right out of the Mughal Empire. The massacre orchestrated by Nadir Shah and his pursuit of this wealth was so absolute and so incredibly violent that historical accounts tell us the waters of the Yamuna River literally turned red with blood. Just try to picture that for a second. This right here is the exact moment the diamond's legacy of immense beauty became permanently, forever shackled to horrific human suffering. Which leads us directly into our next section, the curse of falling empires. Because you see, the bloodshed in Delhi, that was honestly just the beginning. History acts as a really dark witness to this stone's journey. First, it adorned the crowns of the mighty Mughal sultans, only for their entire empire to crumble. Then, it was looted by Nadir Shah, and guess what? Soon after, his own reign met a completely violent, chaotic end. An undeniable pattern was set. Basically, wherever the Kohinoor went, it systematically brought about the utter downfall of every single empire that possessed it. And that brings us to our final chapter, the British era and end. Eventually, after the total collapse of Mughal power and, frankly, a very long trail of blood across several different kingdoms, this highly coveted stone fell into the hands of the British Empire. And this marked a really profound shift. India's historical hold over its deadliest, most magnificent jewel was officially over. The physical stone was gone, taken across the sea, leaving only its dark, legendary curse behind in its homeland. So, as we wrap up this historical analysis, after looking at this incredible trail of blood, the red rivers, and the ruined kingdoms it left in its wake, we're left with one seriously chilling question. Is the Kohinoor truly carrying some kind of supernatural dark weight? Or is this curse merely a dark reflection of the deadly, horrific lengths human beings will go to for absolute power? Think about that pattern of destruction for a minute. And as always, keep questioning the history you think you know.